We're getting divorced. Her hands were wrapped around the mug of tea, the bag still in it. She was letting it steep thoroughly in the hot water, like the news she had just delivered about the plan to dissolve her 15-year marriage. Divorce. The word steeped in the air of my conference room. The smell of pomegranate tea competed with her perfume, but that wasn't the reason tears started to well up. Her husband, Ryan, sat next to her, stoically, observing my reaction. He said, "Liz and I would like your help splitting our assets fairly." Liz worked for a large company. She had a steady career. Ryan was a mechanic. He does very well, making about $190,000 a year. Liz was making about $330,000. Money is good. Income spectacular. So what was the problem? Divorce has three major causes. One is romantic infidelity. Two is financial infidelity. And three, emotional infidelity. As they described the situation to me, Liz and Ryan were faithful romantically and emotionally to each other, but Ryan wanted to do some new ventures, a new business. Liz wanted to keep a tight grip on the status quo. She is a self-proclaimed risk taker, but who doesn't want to take any chances. Sound right? No? Good. Let's unpack this story. This comes as one of the most memorable conversations I've had with clients over the years. But first, a quick introduction. I'm Brian Sullivan. I'm a frontline financial planner. For the last 20 years, I've worked with truck drivers and TV stars, pro athletes and plumbers, a truly diverse set of clients. And my mission has always been the same: to combat financial insecurity. And I do that by addressing the overwhelming anxiety in America that many people face about money. Through the years, I've seen thousands of family budgets and checking accounts and credit card statements. I've made thousands of balance sheets and cash flow statements. I know how people are actually using money. My partner and I wrote a book on this called Swing the Hammer. The concepts we outlined in that book, we further expand upon in these videos. And the main message is always this: use money as a tool for happiness rather than a trophy for your shelf. Learn how to swing the hammer wisely. So let's get into today's story of Liz and Ryan. They want to get divorced. How the heck does that happen? Tremendously successful couple, no kids. They have pets. They have a nice house, a young mortgage, which by that I mean they don't have, they haven't been in the house for a long time, maybe about 5 years at the time. And what is happening is that Ryan, very successful in his job. He's a mechanic, but he's also kind of a leader of many mechanics over several car dealerships. There's one guy owns a bunch of different car dealerships. Ryan's kind of the head mechanic. So he gets his hands dirty, but he's also in charge of various different shops. He wants to not make $190,000 a year, but he's saying, I got a lot of skills. I think I'm ready for something big. I think I want to open up my own shop just to do mechanic work, maybe some customized cars. Maybe he wants to build cars out. He wants to detail cars. He wants to do all sorts of stuff. He doesn't want to sell cars, but he wants to work on them in every aspect. And he's really good at it, and he's very passionate about it. And they have quite a bit of income in order for him to do that. And so his first initial investments would have been really big. And when he started to talk to Liz about that, he, I guess, scared her, would be the fair way to say it. And Liz is sort of at the top of her career path. She's still young, maybe kind of like in her mid-30s. And sort of the next echelon means that she would have to take on bigger leadership roles, and she's not really into that. She's fine with the money she makes. She's very content, and she just wants to keep it that way. She has a plan in her head of how things are going to go, and let's not rock the boat. But she's a self-described risk taker, but not when it comes to money. She does a lot of physical activity. She's extraordinarily fit. She's jumped out of airplanes. She's done these Tough Mudder events. She's a physical stud. She's awesome. But when it comes to money, she's very happy where it is. let's not rock the boat. So the problem here is that we have someone that is yearning for achievement and someone who is trying to hold on to her contentment. Back to our happiness formula, you need the three things: sense of achievement, sense of contentment, and a sense of connection. So great. We have those three things. Apparently the connection is getting hurt by their mutual sense of happiness being disrupted because of the disjointed contentment and achievement. So I look at the contentment side and I say, wow, that's quite something. All right, as a financial planner, what's my job? My clients just asked me to help them split the assets. Totally doable. I can do that. That's not hard. But as a holistic financial planner, I have to start asking things like, what's it about? And then I get this whole story and I say, oh, that's interesting. Have you thought about these other options that wouldn't risk the family unit as much? Maybe you would open up an LLC. Maybe you would take a loan out. Maybe you take some time and not maybe buy like the big place all at once. Maybe we kind of step into this a little bit as far as getting this new auto body shop, whatever the heck thing Ryan wants to do. And he hadn't thought of that. He was thinking of what the end result was and how this is what he needs. He needs the, 12,000 square foot multi-bay garage office space. Boom. He wants that right now. And he could probably do it. He is very capable. He could probably make it work. But the result was, it was freaking out Liz so much that she was like, I'm out. You are absolutely freaking me out here. I can't do this. You have sent my nice contentment tranche right over the edge into anxiety. Whereas his contentment tranche is, I'm kind of bored with what I'm doing. I need a challenge, right? He wanted to stop yielding to just his job. And he wanted to go out there and get something. He needs a hurdle to get over. So when I described this to them, and I said, there may be other options out there than dumping a bunch of money into this new project. And they had 7 figures that they could have just dumped in here. And so Liz, as you can imagine, being in their 30s and having 7 figures saved up, she was probably saying like, this is great. We'll double it and then we'll double it and then we'll double it and then we'll retire and life will be great. And suddenly he's like, yeah, I think I'm just going to take it all now. And I'm going to build this other thing because I think I can make a bunch more. Completely reasonable for her to be like, I don't like this. But also, you got to live, right? If you're Ryan, you got to live. How do we use our money as a tool for happiness? Okay, you got to get on board and there's going to be some risk. What level of risk is Liz comfortable with for Ryan to take with their money? And what level of downshifting on achievement can Ryan still get that sense of achievement with, that sense of overcoming a hurdle without absolutely freaking out Liz and having her live like she can't sleep at night because she's worried about the future? So they decided to do several things at once. One was small steps, start with a much tinier space, and we're just going to rent it. So the $1 million plus that he was going to dump into this suddenly turns into like $30,000, which is a very big difference. And he rents. He doesn't buy. He rents. Rents a spot, learns the business. He knows the business, but he learns what it's like to be the guy. And there are a bunch of grants and loans and things like that they can do. He actually ended up making Liz the president. And because now she's a small business owner and a woman, she gets a bunch of government grants in the state that they were in. Well, look at that. Learn how to use money as a tool for your happiness. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're going to be happy. Just because Ryan was going to have a big old shop to do car detailing in didn't mean he was going to be happy. He would have lost Liz. So in the span of a month, they went from, we have to get divorced over this, to, I'm going to be president of my husband's new venture that a month ago was going to make me divorce him. And what was the linchpin? Understanding the happiness formula and how to use money as a tool for happiness. Communication, really hard sometimes. Sometimes you need a third party to bounce an idea off of. I don't know if it's an accountant. I don't know if it's your financial planner. I don't know if it's your priest. I don't know if it's your mom, your dad. I don't know who it is, but don't be afraid to talk to folks. Man, communication, so valuable. If you're interested in hearing more about how to use this money as a tool and the concepts from our book, Swing the Hammer, it's available on Amazon. You can hit us up on the social medias as well. Instagram at Fiscal Dynamics, Facebook, YouTube. But most importantly, use this stuff and choose to live a happy life. See you next time. Bye.